Purlie victorious. Y'all, this is a must see playing right now at the Music Box Theater. It's an hour and 45 minutes, no intermission. Go see it. It is, in fact, it's called a non-confederate romp through the cotton patch. Okay, I am gonna. It's gonna be too tough for me to really tell the story of the play, so you can Google it because it is a revival. This is a revival from. This play was written by Mr. Ozzie Davis, a legend. Bless his soul. And he wrote this play, and it was presented in 1961. And I believe this is the first revival. I do think this is because there was also a musical in the 70s based on the play, and that was revived. But I don't think they've ever had a revival of this play. Um, it is as relevant today as it was in 1961 when Martin Luther King Jr. went to see the play and supported it and talked about it. Um, Martin Luther King Jr., Ozzie Davis. Ozzie Davis was married to Miss Ruby Dee. So they were really huge leaders in the civil rights movement, and we're still struggling. Um, so the play is very relevant. It is directed by, no offense, Susan Stroman, Casey Nicola, Joe Mantella, all these other incredible directors that I admire their work. Kenny Leon right now is my idol as a director, and he directs this play. This is a farce. This is a comedy, and it's a farce because it makes fun of the way white people treated black people, and in some cases still do. Um, it's set on a cotton plantation. It says that it's in the not too distant past. It's not during slavery. It does make reference to the Montgomery bus incidents, riots. Okay, it has a couple of, you know, references to the fact that there is no more slavery, but yet this white man who owns this plantation, Old Captain is his name. Old Captain, something like Chickapoo or something like that. I can't remember. I'll look it up. It's not Chickapoo. That's something else. But it's close to that. It is Kachapee. That's even worse. Um, and he keeps all the black people who are working his farm for him in debt. And he has a white son who really is the white savior of the play. Again, this is a farce, you guys. Um, Kenny Leon, the director, drove the pace of this play. A farce has to be fast paced. And this play goes very fast. I will say that there are times that it is going so fast that we miss some of the funny lines. That happens. That's true. But also with this material, there are times like when I would laugh at something and people around me were not laughing. And then people around me would laugh at something and I wasn't laughing. And it happened a variety of times throughout the play. So it has multi levels of humor. There is, unfortunately, one of my favorite sayings in theater, the shock of recognition. As a white man, I definitely had that and had some of that guilt. Um, and I say, okay, let me take that on and move forward and see what I can do to make the world better, right? Um, and so you have to kind of poke fun at some of this serious stuff. There are some tragic moments, there are some very sad moments. Basically, Purlie Victorious, played brilliantly by Leslie Odom Jr., and I'm going to talk about the cast here in just a second. Basically, the story is Purlie Victorious has been gone for a while in search of a woman to come and play the part of his, I think, cousin who is dead, whose mother was inherited $500 from this white woman, but they never got the $500, and Old Captain has the $500, so basically stole it. Okay, big surprise, white person stole something from black people, just like we stole their freedom for hundreds of years. Anyway, so that's kind of the story, that they're trying to put one over on the old man. And then, of course, they get caught. And then Purlie is trying to, but the whole idea is Purlie wants the money so he can buy this abandoned church. And Purlie wants to be a preacher, and so he's Reverend Purlie, and he wants this church so that he can have a church and a congregation, and these people can go to church and even maybe even be integrated. Okay, so that's kind of the basis of it. What I love also is that, and this is not in the script because I remember reading the script eons ago. The actors come out on stage in street clothes, and there's a huge garment rack with costumes on it, and they put on the costumes and they help each other, and then they bring the set pieces on, and so it's almost like they're a troupe putting on a show for us. So that helps make this play a time piece, a period piece, but not because it's extremely relevant. Y'all follow me? Okay, let's talk about the performances. I gotta use my glasses. Okay, so Billy Eugene Jones, he plays a character named Gitlow, and he is hysterical. And I'm watching him, and he's got great physical comedy, but his timing is immense. And he is old Captain's buddy. So he's constantly, old Captain's like, oh, my buddy, get low, you're gonna blah, 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 and you're my buddy and everything. But there's a lot of like double meaning stuff that Gitlow's going, like, I don't know, there's something about, oh, but when I'm dead, get low, blah, blah, blah. And Gitlow's like, yeah, Lord, when he's dead, come on, hysterical. And I'm watching through the whole play, and I'm going, this guy's familiar to me. I've seen him. I don't read bios before. I read bios afterward, because you guys know I like to experience it raw, right? He was in Fat Ham, and he played the uncle in Fat Ham, the bad guy in Fat Ham. Really phenomenal actor. I'm going to be looking for more from Billy Eugene Jones. Kara Young plays the part that Ozzie Davis wrote for Miss Ruby Dee, his wife. She plays the woman, Ludibelle, I think is her name, Ludibelle Gussie Mae Jenkins. What a name, right? Oh, you know what? Last night I saw Marilyn We Roll Along, and there's a Gussie in there. Wow, okay. So Kara Young, phenomenal. She plays this way over the top, but she plays it with such commitment. I mean, she is, yes, sir, Reverend Purlie, Lord, and her physical comedy and everything, it's huge, but she is totally committed that, she's not putting on, that's her. That is the character. And she's so committed to it and does a beautiful, phenomenal job. Really, really amazing. The rest of the characters, J.O. Sanders, he plays old Captain Kochapi, and we hate him. So he does a great job. Okay. There's like 3 or 4 other characters, but I want to talk about Mr. Leslie Odom Jr. Now, we are all familiar with Mr. Leslie Odom Jr. In a variety of things and roles that he has done. Most notably, of course, his Tony Award performance is as Aaron Burr in Hamilton. And if you didn't get to see it live, you can see it on Disney in the pro shot of Hamilton. And he's phenomenal. He's an incredible actor, an incredible talent. I did not realize how talented he is until tonight, where he is in a farce, where he is extremely physical. He has to be loose. He has to be so loose. Where like Hamilton, Aaron Burr's buttoned up, and his character in Smash, which is one of my favorites, is very kind of just laid back and easygoing, just a working actor. In this, he is the over-the-top, the Reverend Purlie victorious, and he is very physical, very broad, and very believable. Just brilliant performance. I predict another Tony nomination for Mr. Leslie Odom Jr. His performance alone is worth seeing. The play, all of them, the ensemble, that's the other thing, they work together as an ensemble. Just notably, Heather Alicia Sims as Missy, Vanessa Bell Calloway as Idella, Noah Robbins as Charlie Kachapi. He's old Captain's son. He's the white savior. Noah Pizak, who makes his Broadway debut as the deputy. Bill Timoni as the sheriff, who I did recognize from Network. He did the play Network with Bryan Cranston. That's the cast, and they are fabulous. The set's a unit set that changes throughout, and they do a brilliant job with it. Kenny Leon, you are brilliant. I bowed to you. I wish I could meet you. I think you're incredible. The last, I think it's the last line of the play. After everything's come out happy, like everything does in a farce, and healed, and the right things are. And Reverend Purlie says, do what you can for the white folks. I heard Mr. Ozzie Davis saying that, and he did when he wrote Purlie Victorious, because he did. Go see this play if at all possible. It is worth a trip to New York to see that play. There's several others you can see while you're here. It is a brilliant and fun evening of theater and an important piece of art. Purlie Victorious, reborn by Kenny Leon, Leslie Odom Jr., and cast at the Music Box Theater. Go see it.